See, the voice don't work if we ain't chatting big money. You can never say I cheap talk, I speak big money. Drop.
What's going on, boxing fans? This is Kenneth with SBN Boxing. I'm ready to give you my thoughts on the first episode of 24/7 between Timothy Bradley and Manny Pacquiao as they prepare themselves for their June 9th bout held in the MGM Grand in Las Vegas for the WBO crown. Coming into the episode of 24/7, a lot of people just thought it was going to be boring between Timothy Bradley and Manny Pacquiao, since there's not much of a storyline between the two. Manny Pacquiao, hell of a guy, real humble, laid back, nice to everyone, but a beast in the gym. He's been doing 24/7 a lot, but how much could you actually take of Manny Pacquiao? I understand him doing the interviews is cool. The guy is nice to see a guy like that. The way he presents himself, very professional, real humble. He takes a professional approach and greets and meets everyone, just hugs everyone. And it's great to see that. But when it comes to boxing, a lot of people, especially 24/7 and HBO, you want to see entertainment. You want to see drama. You want to see trash talk. You want to see that. And I know that's not part of Manny Pacquiao, but it's very, very exciting when you get into the nitty and gritty, when you see him in the boxing gym at the wild card, see him sweat and just bust his ass. But we really didn't see too much of that in the first episode. Timothy Bradley, a lot of people thought it was boring just because we've seen a lot of his meetings, a lot of his interviews, and he really hasn't really said much besides the face-off. The face-off, he started opening up, being a little bit of cockiness, being a little bit of arrogance, but there's a huge difference from Mayweather being cocky and arrogant and trash talking and Timothy Bradley. Mayweather has been in the spotlight, he's been in the big show, and he's been arrogant and cocky ever since from way back then. And he's been proving the media and proving the old boxing fans, especially the critics, everyone that want to see this man lose. He's proven them, don't bet against Mayweather. See Timothy Bradley come out and show a little bit of cockiness as far as the face-off. There's a little awkwardness, A lot of people just see him as, look, man, just this guy's a little cocky. But after watching the first episode of 24/7, very, very surprised. Humble dude. I like the fact that we got to see a little bit about the storyline with Timothy Bradley. HBO did a hell of a job speaking about his come up, a little bit about his background, his childhood. I think as far as him slapping, I think he should have kept that out. I definitely think Timothy Bradley shouldn't even mention that when he was little. I didn't care less your situation and stuff like that, dude. You don't say that on air. You're gonna slap a guy in a wheelchair, man. What's wrong with you, man? Serious? Like, that's not even bully. That's having issues, man. Doesn't matter. Even bullies don't even mess with people in wheelchairs. That's just having mental issues. But it's all cool. But as far as the whole episode itself, I was surprised. It was really, really interesting. More on the Timothy Bradley side. It was really cool seeing the two different lifestyles between Manny Pacquiao and Timothy Bradley. HBO did a hell of a job doing that. It seemed like they were seeing more. They wanted to show, hey, Manny Pacquiao, upcoming superstar, that this is the lifestyle he's taking. Look, the guy he's not training that hard. He's out there shooting guns, doing other hobbies, doing Bible studies, being a little bit laid back for the fight, not taking it too serious. Where Timothy Bradley, on the other hand, they're showing him, hey, he's not even supposed to be training yet. He's getting the first jump as far as training. So they're seeing his hard work, his dedication. They're seeing a lot of his speeches between his father and how his father brought him up since the age of 10, and his childhood that his dad's been pushing him. Hell of a presentation that HBO gave. It literally, I loved it, man. I literally loved the fact that Timothy Bradley came out and he said, look, man, it's not even about the money. It's not even about the money. It's about that throne. I want that W. I want to get that win. This guy's hungry. He's dedicated, and I love to see a humble dude like that, that's devoted to his family, regardless of the situation. It's just a lot of Americans out there, a lot of people in the world can relate to that. They can relate to that. A lot of people can't really relate to Manny Pacquiao situation. The one thing I really didn't like about Manny Pacquiao, and I'm a huge Manny Pacquiao fan. I love Manny Pacquiao. This guy's a beast. But that whole thing with Marquez, come on, man, that was a little hypocritical, man. That's a real low blow. I think he should have manned up and just took it out as the fight how it was. You know, coming into the fight against Marquez. You know what? I'm not going to underestimate Marquez. I'm ready for Marquez. I've been training really, really hard for Marquez. Even Freddie Roach was saying it. Man, I never seen Manny Pacquiao like this in his whole entire life. This is the hardest he ever trained. This and that, blase, blase. After the performance with Marquez, now you're going to go on HBO 24/7 talking about, hey, you know, I took Marquez lightly. I wasn't really training. I had a lot of issues going on with my family. I had a lot of stuff on my mind. I wasn't taking it serious, but you know what? That taught me a lesson, and you know I'm gonna take Timothy Bradley more serious. I'm glad that this happened. Come on, man, you're being a hypocrite. You know, I love the sport of boxing. I love Marquez too, but damn, dude, give Marquez the credit. You know what? Just go ahead and Manny Pacquiao and just say, look, I trained my ass off. Even if you didn't train your ass off, come on, man. This guy's you don't disrespect another boxer like that, especially a boxer like Marquez that you've been having problems in the past with. And it's not like your ability wasn't there, like you were tired. No, your ass was just getting countered. Just basically say, look, you know what? It happens in boxing. I'm glad I got the victory. He did give me some problems. It was harder than I expected, and that's it. Just keep your mouth shut. You ain't got to give excuses, man. Nobody wants to hear these excuses. Just leave it as it is. So other than that, like, that really bothered me with Pacquiao. You know, that whole situation with just coming out and just giving excuses and whatever with the Marquez, but that's cool. But after, as far as all in all, the bottom line is it was pretty cool. It was pretty exciting, especially coming out of the Mayweather-Cotto. A lot of, you know how Mayweather is, just a lot of drama, a lot of hype, a lot of jewelry, a lot of buying, dropping 10 grand on some shoes and stuff like that. That's cool, but it's good. It's refreshing to see a young, hungry fighter just boxing just to box, you know, to get that W, and he has that competitive spirit. But all in all, you know, my fight prediction, it's always good to see in the movies guy like that to come up with the victory, but I'm gonna say, you know, I'm gonna see it for what it is, you know. I see Manny Pacquiao coming out with the victory, regardless. But guys, this is Kenneth with SBM. I'm new to YouTube. I'm new to this. I'm definitely getting out there, trying to throw out different things, trying to throw out different topics, guys. I'm open to things that you might want me to speak about. I know I'm coming out with new things. This is the SBM T-shirt. Website's launching soon. Radio spots launching soon. Hopefully the background I can get things fixed up a little bit, but guys, just let me know what you think. This is Kenneth with SBM. Have a good one.
See, the voice don't work if we ain't chatting big money. You can never say I cheap talk, I speak big money. Drop.
Never say I cheap talk, I speak big